All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Today, I'm here to work on making progress into this rig builder development and into this facial rig based on facts with a bunch of different shapes that we got from the spec that is represented by our friend Bob here. And today, it's been a long day. I've been with my daughter, my wife, my mother-in-law, and uh, it's just life. I get a shirt here that has been decorated by my daughter. It's just a long story, but this is real life. I'm just working here and taking care of family, and let's do it. So today we're gonna be starting by actually doing the face for the our thumbnail, which is gonna be what. Okay, I think that works. All right, that might be the case. All right, so let's get started. There you go. There's our comment section, and if you would like to interact or ask questions, please feel free to leave your comment. I'm gonna answer as precisely as possible if my brain can do two things at the same time. So right now, I'm watching the mesh that it's the neutral mesh. So the issue that we have right now is that this meshes, they are separated already into uh, its own group representing the fact shape or just the shape that it has. So this is the neutral, and it's together with all the neutral elements of the face, such as teeth, tongue, lashes, eye, wet, and etc. etc. We have the neutral geo, which is going to be also our base mesh. And then we're going to be blend shaping all of the shapes into this guy here. So right now you can see that we have a duplication of the name here. And that might be, I don't know if that might be a good thing or a bad thing. Likely a bad thing, right? I'm gonna have to kind of detect which one is what. So, anyways, what I have to think right now is that this mesh here needs some adjustments to the topology in order for us uh, to have the final or the best possible mesh for us to make the custom shapes if necessary, right? We have a bunch of shapes here that are already interesting, but it might be the case that we're gonna need some. Hey, Hutrude is in the house. Welcome, man. Just getting started. Not sure how long we're gonna go today, but that's the plan. So what we have here then is this mesh, and this mesh needs to be the neutral. Let's just start by rebuilding the scene and checking what we got because I don't even remember. Good vibes, yeah, nice. Today I'm feeling that the energies are positive, and although I don't like to mention because just hope that we're gonna get some good progress here today. But if Hutcher is saying is sending us good vibes, it's likely the case that we're gonna have a good time. So we have uh, yeah, people on the YouTube channel, the build here. It's a little slow, not sure why. Yeah, okay. Right, so all of our shapes are here. Let's begin by doing that then. I need to make a few tests for the blend shapes. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of back and forth. There's a lot that I don't know about this process. I mean, I understand the process, but because of the RigBuilder process, there's still a lot that needs to be figured out. because we need to organize the information and have it being imported in a particular order. And also, we are adjusting the geometry, and there's going to be a lot of blend shape work. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of back and forth. But as I always say, this is going to be like a long term project that I'm going to be working on, and we're going to be learning on the go. So same thing applies here. We have the same mesh, but now it's just not smooth with the edges set to visibility smooth. But we can see that the entire thing is here. So the first thing that I want to do then is just duplicate this neutral. See if it came true here. Yeah, we have all the duplicates here. And what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to add this as like a model geo group. And that's pretty much it, but I'm gonna also add something to the name here. Let me see if forgot how this Maya rename works. But in this case, I just want to just want to add something to the name here. So do I have already? Okay, I'm just gonna write it again. I just want to change instead. Do I want here? Well, I think I just want to add geo to the end. There's already one of geo, but this one, since it's it's only one set of blend shapes, I'm just going to do manually here to this one guy, and then just add geo to the end of all of them. And they have left t da, 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 left right. So this is just the first attempt. So primarily what I want to do is just check if everything is going to be imported correctly, get the same geometry being imported both on the blend shapes side and on the model geo group. And with that, then we're gonna, so probably the geometry is, or the blend shapes are gonna be exported as a dot shapes file, which is then going to be imported directly as a shapes file, meaning only the deltas of the blend shapes are going to be imported, not necessarily the geometry. So the reason why we have the geometry in place right now is because we need to work on them, and this is going to, the next steps now is to actually blend shape all of this into the model geo. And then from that, we're probably going to be, I'm going to be testing if I'm going to be able to edit the geometry on the main, on the base geo, right? On the model geo. And if this change is going to be propagated into the blend, yeah, into the shapes. And if you're not going to have any problem with that. So Hutrude is saying, did you do the blend shapes yourself? Sorry, I missed the previous streams. No problem. So Hutrude is asking here if I did the blend shapes myself. No, this is a bought set of blend shapes. I bought it from a website that I forgot the name. It's been a long time. Actually, I was working on the project of the Joker, and then after I finished the first presentation, I decided that I needed like to work with blend shape somehow, and because I was having a fully rigging joints approach, and that's interesting, but it just looks like at some point there's no way around it. You gotta work with the blend shapes because they give you a very reliable result, and you can control a lot of the minutia of the movements and skin sliding and fat and everything that the joints they just have their limit. Although I still believe in the bottom of my heart that if you maybe combine joints with Ziva For example, maybe it's still not the case, maybe, or although, or at least for me, right? Because I know that Ziva is actually working on something like that. They're making a facial rig that has all the simulation, and like everything is being kind of reacting to the movements of the mouth. But still not my case. I have to first deal with these blend shapes, and then I'm gonna move on into the next thing. Who knows? I hope I'm gonna learn enough with this one that we're gonna be able to get something better and find what's the next step to move on. Okay, so once again, I'm just gonna add the geo to the end of this with a quick script here. So I'm just gonna say uh, for item in CMDS uh, dot lssl equals 1, and so what I want then is just to add rename CMDS dot rename. So this is the kind of adjustment that we're working right now. Although this is gonna make my life harder right now, I guess. Because how can I know? How am I gonna know which mesh is which? Oh boy, boy, boy. So Hutrud is saying, okay, all cool. I'm asking because I always wondered if there is, if there is it's like some kind of essential pack of blend shapes that every facial rig needs to be done properly. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll answer to the question. If I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, let me know. But yeah, the essential pack would be the the facts bunch or the facts list of shapes. So if you just Google facts, FACS, and you're gonna find like on um, Wikipedia has a list of an explanation about facts and the actual facts shapes list. And there's some other resources that you can find as well. It's just Google it, you're gonna find it. Pretty interesting technique. Well, it's not a technique; it's a study about the face, but it's a good thing to be aware of. Okay, so I'm just thinking now. I have this shapes, and then there must be some sort of correlation between this shapes and yeah, no worries, Richard. Keep pushing, man. If you're interested in this, keep going. All right, so me see eyes wide group. Yeah, I must. Yo, Juan, how's it going, man? You can reach me through any channels you need, man. If you want to send me a message or if you want to call me, you know how to find me. Hope you're doing good, my man. My friend here, Juan Eriostic. All right, so yeah, Juan, you and my friend Hutrud here, you're gonna see that there's a lot of thinking going on right now. I'm figuring stuff out on the fly. This is a live work session, and yeah, right now I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to correlate this, like the model geo with our with our blend shapes, because there's a lot of different meshes, but it's we need to find a way to specify which are the relationships. and I don't want to write dictionaries. I would like to find this, just find it. I just like to find this without having to, go nuts about it. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna add the geo for now. So item. I need to add a. Can you see here? I'm working on this part on my back here, so that's it might be hard to look, but I'm just trying to add the geo to the end here. Try no, I'm just adding it. So it's like item plus geo. One saying something. I'm just gonna finish typing this and I'm gonna read it. What? So yeah, Juan is saying, yes, your tips are always very useful. Hope to see you soon in Vancouver, man. Hope to see you in Vancouver as well. Let me know if you have plans. I know that your friend uh, Rodrigo Ray Vision is already in the house, so I'm pretty sure you are the next or one of the next. Okay, so doing wrong here. Geo. I think it is because we have other meshes with the same name. So this is another issue here. I'm going to have to replace. So what I'm gonna do is new name equals to item dot replace. In this case, I'm just gonna remove the neutral there, neutral from the name. I I imagine that these letters are pretty small on the pie charm. I can increase the size of the. Actually, I might be able to increase the size of this thing here. I don't know how to do it though. Is it like plus shift plus control shift plus? Yeah, I don't know. I know there's a way, but I don't remember how. Oh, there you go. Aha. So now you guys might be able to actually see what I'm typing here. Yeah, so as I said, I am just adding or removing this neutral from the name of the geometries there. So replace neutral with nothing, basically. That's what I want. And then I'm going to do cmds dot rename. And I don't have any tool right now to like I could have renaming tool. There's even a comment tool that could just do that, but Uh, I don't know where it is, and I don't want to think about finding these things right now. I just want to keep working and answering some questions when they come. What? Where? You know what? This has been happening lately. I don't know what it is. It's just not parsing the information there. Why? I have to re-import this thing. All right. So while it reworks there, so it's been a long week for me. I'm going to talk a little bit about it while we wait for the rig to rebuild here. So I'm working a little bit of overtime now because there's wow, what's going on here? Why? Now we're starting to have some issues. Who's responsible for this? Oh no. think I've seen this before. Why is this happening? Okay, let's step back for a bit. Breathe. I don't know what's going on here. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have Comet installed here. It's not. So Juan is saying if I'm using Comet, but no, I don't think I have it installed here. I had it before. I don't know what happened. Okay, so the rig is working properly now. So just to finish the story, this week started like nuts, just a lot of work and closing projects on the work, and then like problems on the script, and you have to figure stuff out and pressure from everywhere. But that's just life, I guess, and also a baby to take care. Just the most fun things in life. Good thing that is that I like all of this about work. So I mean, sometimes, right? Yeah. So that's it. Okay, so we have this working. I'm gonna do the same thing over again. I just want to get the blend shapes, duplicate the neutral, take it out of the group, and I'm going to get all of the shapes here. I want to remove the neutral from them. Legal character were converted to what? Which legal character? Why? Where's legal about the name? Sometimes Maya is surprising to me. What is it about this? I don't understand. It's the logic here. So model geo group. It's again because of the thing of, oh man, when you have like, okay, I know what it is. Why is it not working again? Model geo group 2. That's the thing with working live, guys. This is just not helping me out right now. I don't know why the code is not coming through, but I'm starting to think there's some problem going on. Let's see if it goes. Okay, let's get another one here. I don't know why. Damn it. All right. Still trying to make some progress here. I'm gonna keep going. It's funny that I've been seeing some what? So I've been watching a lot of like already done content on the like in content that is produced and edited, and it's awesome to have something like this. I hope that at some point we can put together a course where we have no gaps and we can just fluidly keep working. Some days we're gonna have this, some days we're gonna have a absolutely fluid workflow. I'm actually going to delete this group here, and I don't want to deal with any of this bullshit anymore. I'm just gonna get this guy here, and I'm just going to delete everything else. Actually, I'm going to even delete this because I just want it to work. Because because of the conflicts in the naming, I believe it's kind of crashing the thing. Why have I lost? Okay. So let's see if it's going to work now. Yeah, it works properly. So now we know that the problem was that. And also let's just then add the geo to the end here. So I'm just going to do the same thing. And I'm going to do the cmbs dot rename item item plus underscore geo. So this should be easy enough. Yeah, perfect. So what I want now, it's pretty simple. Or I'm just gonna add like add model geo because we already have the group model geo group, and now I'm going to export this as the model geo. Okay, just double checking. I'm going to replace it, and now when we run the script again, yeah, Juan is saying here, bam, the beauty of scripting, finding bugs. Yeah, man. It's funny how this torture for me. I think it's just like when I lately I've been cycling, right? Like road cycling. And it's pretty clear for me that when I am out for a ride, well, I love road cycling. I get it. When I not cycling, I'm thinking, man, I should be cycling. It's good for me. It's such an adrenaline rush, and it's a heavy exercise. But every time that I'm actually cycling, it sucks. So it sucks hard. So the thing, I believe it's the same. Coding, the pleasure comes when the bug is fixed, because when the bug is actually happening, it's the worst thing in the world. But then you remember and you are, oh man, that was a good experience. I think I want to do that again. Just silly, right? All right, so we got it exported, and now we should be able to just import it back again. And so as I have explained before, but maybe some people didn't know or didn't watch it. Most probably nobody watched it. But we have on this rig builder, every item here is an action that is correlating to a method inside uh, of the class, right? So it's a script method that it's being executed. So we have here right now check project. So this method here is going to check the directories inside of our project. It's going to check the existence of the files that we have, and if everything is okay, it's not going, or if something is not in place, it's going to prompt the user for either creating that or taking some action. Then it's going to create the new scene, set up rig groups, import template geometry, import template geo, import rig template, and then template geo, import model geo, set up modules, etc., etc. And we're still just on the beginning. We're going to be adding more and more modules here, or more and more methods. So right now, what I did is I modified the just the naming of the model geo that's going to be the base geo for the head, and I saved it as our model geo. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to run this method, or I'm going to run the builder, and hopefully it's going to come back into the proper group. Water. All right, so it's built already, and I believe it's inside of this proper folder. So it's a model geo, and there you go. It's already here. This is exactly what was saved. It is exactly the same mesh as the one in the template geo group, and it's the blend shape template geo group. And this is the neutral. So if you select the neutral and the head model, they should be exactly the same. All right. So the next thing that I'm going to do now is I am going to try to figure out a way to import the or to blend shape all of these shapes here except for the neutral, which I shouldn't need. Oh, wow. How am I going to do this now? Yeah, I'm going to have to change some things here. So again, I'm thinking of how can I correlate this. I don't know if I have like a let me see if I have an effect here of some sort to enlarge the like a lens on OBS. I'm using OBS here. So it's display capture. I'm just gonna see if I have some filter here that is like chroma key correction, color key, chroma page, image mask, chroma key, render, scaling. Is it this? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Anyways, we don't have time for this now. It's a good thing about streaming is more pressure on my shoulders to keep this thing moving. So here I have okay, so I'm gonna have to resport this. This is called it's being called like GeoGeo. This is not this is head model geo. So this is important because I'm going to have to recall this information later. Right, so I'm just going to export this again. And then let's start to script something here and we're gonna figure it out, right? So we are on the rig project on the rig builder methods here. You can see import model geo, import template geo, import rig template. And this is all like just checking for the folder that we have stored here and just going through the folder, going in the folder and importing all the things that the script finds there. So I may just add this. I may just do this as a new till method, and that could be the case. So it's going to be called blend or create, I don't know, um, blend shapes, ship. How can I call this? Blend shapes, add blend shape node, add shapes. It's a terrible name. Blend shape node, add shapes. This is the word. This is the last thing you want to be concerned about. The naming of the or I mean, it actually it's funny because it's almost like branding. It's something that you have to try to communicate the whole idea or the whole purpose of the existence of this function through the naming of it. And this is what I'm trying to do. The naming in this case is terrible, but then what I'm gonna do first is from the let me get the exact naming of the exact name of the folder here. So this is our blend shape group, blend shape geo group. It's going to be our folder there or our group, and then uh, shapes group list equals to mc dot list relatives all descendants equals true, and then we just need to be requesting the information for this guy here. So this is going to give us all of the shapes group, the shape groups, and now what we're going to be getting is all the geo. So now we should already be able to get into a loop. So also the model geo. So this information might be stored as well somewhere else. I don't know where, because this should be declared like right here or something. The on the right on the rig, because I need to always be able to access the like self dot head model geo, and then I'm just gonna add the name of that particular geo, which may change, but again, we're gonna be just giving one step after the other here. So the head model geo is this guy. So we don't need to declare it here, it's fine. And then for group shape group and shape group list. Then we're gonna have this all of this all of this geometry, and also there must be a correlation here. I'm missing something. Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think like how can we still thinking of how can we do the correlation, and I think that what I will do is in groups like this where you have eyes closed group, then the name of the geo is eyes closed group, eyes closed geo. That's the main shape, and then I have eyes closed eyeball lens left. So what I want here then is to yeah, oh man, Let me see if I can do this. I'm just gonna add geo to. All right. So yeah. Okay. So I think it's possible. I'm gonna script it as I'm seeing in my mind right now, and then we're gonna try to figure it out right away. I'm gonna rename, but just to keep things moving here, I'm going to keep scripting this one thing. So we already know, like, so the name of the head model geo group gotta be there as well. So we have the head model geo, and then we have the self dot head. So again, uh, it might be that we don't need to have this exact information here. Maybe we're gonna find out in the future that this was not the case. Then we just delete it and move on. Right? So it's just had model geo groups. Is that it? Had model geo group. And then what I'm gonna do here is, first of all, why do I have this here? So so I'm gonna have to do two loops here. I'm gonna have to do one loop, which I am going to. Okay. So we have the blend shape group, and we got all the shapes group. Fine, that's great. So we also need to start by comparing them. So you're looping. So now we're looping on the first group of the blend shape list. It's fine. And then we want to check, like, okay, so we have one geometry enhanced, right? So it's a shape group list. What is this? Yeah, so we're on the first group. We need the first geometry for shape in shapes group. Now we're getting the just one item of that group, and now we need to find a match for the shape. So then I'm gonna say that the model had model correlation. It has a correlation, but how can I call this? Is say target, head model target equals none for now, and we're gonna find this guy out. So for geo head element, so head element geo in self dot head model geo group, and then we're gonna try to match if we test one thing here. So I'm just gonna say name one equals to head model geo. So what I want to know is if I can compare two names and even if they're different, if the code is going to be able to say if there's a part of it inside of it. Head model geo group, right? So what I'm going to check now is if I can find. So now we're going to say check equals false, and then uh, if name one in name two, then check is going to be true, and we should be able to then check the check, and it's true. So I think it's going to be easier than we think. So we've had element geo in shape. Then we are going to, so we are basically comparing names here, which is not exactly the best possible thing, but it's going to work. It's not terrible as well. It could be more certain, but again, this is not something that is going to be recurrent on the script. It's one utility action that we're going to be using to blend shape all of the shapes that we have inside the folders into the model geo that it's going to be the output with all of the blend shapes. So after that, we can just basically discard all of the blend shape or the shapes geometry, the posed geometry, and just stick to the model geo with the blend shape node, export the dot shapes file, and go from there. Of course, there's still a lot of work to go on the geometry and on the blend shapes, but this is an initial assessment of how we're going to do it. So then if the head, so if we find the correlation, yeah, the naming correlation, then we're going to blend shape. So it's blend shape. What have I done recently that involved blend shaping? I need to check. So it's the rig builder. No, it's the mod. It's a module. And I need to have neck, mouth. Let me check the mouth muscle. I'm pretty sure this does the thing. Create blade shape node from submodules output. That's good enough. It's pretty straightforward. It's just like a MC dot blend shape, and it should be it. And then we're gonna blend shape the shape into the head element geo, and we can call this yeah. Yeah, so now I'm thinking, because if it is the first blend shape of the, so we have all of these shapes. So if it is the first blend shape or the first shape here, if I create the node, then afterwards I need to edit the node and add more blend shapes, because otherwise it's going to be creating a new blend shape node every time. I've done this before as well, but I'm gonna have to research. So it's going to be blend shape, add or Maya Python blend shape. Uh, oh my god, Maya Python blend shape, add target. Yeah, it was not that complicated. I remember that. Mirror flip and yeah, guys. So happy Friday, by the way. I hope you're doing great this Friday and that you're getting ready for an amazing weekend. Here at the Tipolino house, we're all getting started on this just standard family weekend. That's the word I'm searching for. This is standard weekend for family. Taking care of baby, taking baby to the park, and that's our life. That's my life as a dad. It's pretty good. Okay. Edit weights, new target index. Yeah, so I'm remembering now a little bit. You always gotta find the last index. Oh man, I've been here before, but I don't have the code because now I remember it was something that I was doing at work, so I don't have the code in hands. So I'm gonna have to research like get blend. So Maya Python get blend shape last target. Query blend shape number of shapes, weights, and then length. Yeah, or use PyML. Yeah, so that's someone yeah, asked me the last time like why using PyML. So here's a good example of why using PyML. So at the same time that CMDS, you're gonna have to query the number of weights that you have inside of the blend shape node, and then get the length of the list so that you get the number of blend shapes. In PyML, you can just get the object of the blend shape node, and then it's going to get you the number of weights and number or weights index list. So yeah, it starts to make sense to some extent. I don't know how slow it is, but that certainly saves you some lines of code. It's something to think about. Maybe someone has like an opinion about this. Thanks, Sakura. Looks like PyML it is. Is PyML syntax closer to Mel or Python? Is it its own thing? PyML is a Python module. Yeah, there's also alias attribute. Yeah, alias attribute is good as well. I remember because you can then get the. But let's go one step after the other. Let's test this first. So what I need to do then is first find if there's a correlation with the shape and the correlation in the naming. So I'm on the first shape group, and I need to have an index for this. So I need to have an index for this guy here, just to know if it's the first time we are running this. Oh my god, I hate this nested if statements, man. It just makes the code so confusing. So okay. So Juan Ariostics is saying here it's that it's amazing how you can think under pressure. I couldn't rig while someone is watching. Man, there's not even that many people watching, but that's the thing. First of all, thanks for participating and just being a part of this one. And yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't know if I'm really thinking here. Second thing is that it helps to because even if I may be losing some time explaining things or just talking to myself here, but also I know that if I wasn't doing this, I would be certainly watching some podcast on the side, and that would be, my friend, way worse. So uh, it's it's a trade off, but it's good. It helps to focus, and the pressure keeps you going. So okay, so what I want now is just to say that if the so if our index is equals 0, which means that it's the first time that the loop is happening, then it is going to be creating the blunt shape node. And if it's creating the blunt shape node, that's fine. Uh, yeah, then I also need a different naming for this guy. Oh my god. So how will I call this? Because the thing is, I'm going to be blunt shaping. I don't know if I need this right now, but also because I have the hair, I have the eyelashes. But I don't know if I will keep those eyelashes as well. But the eye water would be good to keep. Let me see if because I'm going down so much here that maybe it's just better if I keep it like this. Let me keep it a little bit more distant. Nice. This is better. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be blunt shaping. So we have, as I said, we have a bunch of this different elements here, right? So we have the eyelashes, we have the eye water, we have the eye. So for each different blend, each different shape, we have a shape for this guys as well, right? So the thing is, the output then must receive the blend shape from all these shapes, but all of these elements here needs their own blend shape node. So that's why we're looping inside of a loop, and because we need to get into the folder of the shape and get all these guys and then transfer them in and keep going, and also storing the name of the yeah, the best thing would be to get the name of Let me see if I can. uh, uh, uh. Let's see if I can list the name of the blend shape node here. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. So if I get the neutral and then I get the neutral, 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 neutral geo, and I'm going to blend shape it into this guy here. And what I want to know, then I have a blend shape one. Let me see if I can do like cmds.ls. It's going to be the head model geo, and then I'm going to do type. No, it's not going to be that. Let me try just in case. Blend shape. It's not going to be that. It's list relatives. Got my Python get blend shape node from mesh. Is that what list connections? Given a mesh name to retrieve the name of the blend shape link to it. So the list history mesh. Why history? So I was not that far, but I think I understand. So I think that what it means is send the s dot list history. Then we're gonna leave the mesh here, and then the history is going to retrieve node equals this. So I think it's gonna be a list, right? Yeah, a list of a bunch of things, and then this is just gonna filter the one blend shape node. That's good enough for me. Seems like it works. So basically, then if it's this first loop, it is going to create the node. Else, what I want to do is just to get the head element geo and do the thing that we did there. So it's the head element geo, and I'm going to list the blend shape or list the history. So item history list. So I always add what is what is it that we are actually like. So what is this variable? What type of variable is this? So it's a list, because otherwise you look at the variable, you don't know what it is. It's just harder for it to interpret. So item hard list. I'm just going to change this to MC because I'm using MC here. So last time someone told me that the studio that they're working on was using a lot of PyML, and I'm starting to think about it as well. So then MC dot blend shape, I'm just gonna get like the node. So it's not a node, it's the blend shape node name. It's fine. So blend shape node name, and then I'm gonna do edit, and then I need to figure out now what was the way to. So I also need to query what was the last blah, 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 blah. So Uh, 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 right, so I need the uh, blend shape, no, weights, length. No, what was it? No, it's the list. It's what's this? Number weights, weight index list, weights list. Vary weights plus two. And now I want then the blend shape weights length. That's going to be length of the blend shape weights list. Okay, so this is our last item on the list, and now we can do MC blend shape again, and then we can do the blend shape node, and we can add it, and we then can add the blend shape. Now I need to check how to add it. Always forget how to add the freaking target. It's so senseless the way they write it. It's added, add a third target tree to the blend shape on curve tree. Edit target curve, and senseless. I always forget. Okay, so it needs to add the target tree on curve tree. So it's the geo name. And what is this? Target. So it's four items, a string, the base object, the index, the string, the target object, the target value. Okay, target. So the target here is the head element geo. The new target is then, oh, sorry, this is the head model geo. No, I'm correct. And here's the shape. So it may be that I got in here. Let's see. So I'm just add a comment here. So this is the section of the utilities. Utilities. Utilities register section. Self.register, and this is the blend shape. Oh, I think I know the name of it. It's add blend shape targets. That's the name. It's going to be parented to the previewed details. It's going to be self dot, and this is one that I want to change the name. Blend shape node, add shapes, add targets. Blend shape, add targets. That's also not the best name possible. Yeah, but we can see what happens. That's going to be not good. So first, I'm gonna have to rename one thing here that I'm not really satisfied on these things. Okay, so well, I'm gonna go with the same drill again. Just going to change the name of. It's a naming change. So what I'm gonna do then for item and CMDS. So geo list is going to be CMDS dot list relative or list relatives item all descendants AD equals true. And then with the geo list in hand, uh, I want to define the name. I'm gonna go for another loop for geo and geo list. Then I want to do geo name, geo find name equals geo. So I just want to remove the group of the, yeah, it's a shape name. Hey, so I'm thinking, I'm trying to think here. So like, if it doesn't make sense what I'm saying, please ask me because I'm on the flow here. So Juan is asking me. Let me get here. Hello, folks. How's it going? All right. So Juan here is asking. I'm curious. How much time do they give you to make a facial rig for Digidouble? Man, it's complicated. It's a complicated answer. So I'm currently working on a project that is under. It's almost an R&D, and it's a different process. And I'm on a state. I'm on a stage of the project where we are fixing some issues on the current existing uh, rigs that were already built. So right now, it's a different stage of the project, and I've been there for what 6 months now. So I've been coding, or like I'm working on diversity of things, including also some problems that we had on the bodies. So I probably cannot express much of this. I cannot talk much about it, but it's a different this is a different moment of the projects. But when when the project is full on development of the facial rigs, it's a first I'm on the rigging side, so I'm mostly dealing with the tooling and building of the system. So there's also the blend shape side, which is something that uh, it's more related to the modeling side of the facial rig, and also one of the reasons that I am working with this model now. I want to have a full run of the facial rig and do all of the process. But the facial expressions and like the fact shapes that needs to be sculpted, usually they are being worked on for the entirety of the process because it's a refinement process. So what happens is they do a first run and then they do a second one. And then you get notes on the nose, on the eyes, on the mouth, and then the combination of shapes. And then you have combinations of shapes on top of combinations of shapes, and it's just an infinite process. Really, it's really a non, like you're going to stop working on it when you have no time left. So yeah, on the technical side as well, we're going to be placing joints or rebuilding the rig, rebuilding the body, rebuilding everything. So this rig here is mostly a combination of the two processes, and I hope that this answers the question somehow. I know it's not a specific answer that you wanted, but resuming it takes a long time and many people to do it. Okay, hold on. So let me see if I can remember where was I here. So the shape name is then so item dot. Yeah, one. I hope it makes sense, man. So just want to remove the geo of the name here. Shape name. Find. Gonna be shape name. Right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to find. So what I'm writing here is I have the inside of this folders. There's a. It's basically like it shouldn't necessarily be like this, but the name of the main shape or the head shape is neutral underscore neutral geo, and it's been recurrent the same thing on the other one. So it's like the name of the shape two times in geo. So this is like probably something that I just did wrong, but now to correct it, I'm running this script again, and what I want is to change this naming to have the same kind of naming that our model geos have. But yeah, our head model geo has. So what it needs to be is instead of like neutral, it must be neutral head model geo, and that's the way we're gonna find this first correlation. And the thing is why I have to script this because there's like 30 shapes, 30 folders, and I'm just not going to go on each one of them and do it. I need to do it like in a bulk, right? So and also I need to find the name that I'm looking for, and right. So we're now inside the list. So I'm just gonna do if name to find in geo. Then I am going to so new name. It's going to be geo. New name is going to be new name is going to be shape name. Yeah, the shape name had model geo. Had model geo. Okay, all good. All right, and then I'm going to just do name geo Yeah. All right, that should work. Let's see. So if it works, we should see this neutral geo changing to neutral head model geo. And it didn't work. Why? Print found format geo. Let's see if any of those were, yeah, it's not, none of them were actually found. So I'm just gonna start printing stuff here to see if I find it. Ship name. Okay, it is doing what we are requesting it to do. So it's like neutral group. Closed. Okay, so okay, I know what I did wrong. It's not geo here, it's group. That's why it's not finding what we're trying to find. Yeah, got it. Nice. At least one though. Where's the other ones? Yeah, no, it's here. Hi, eyes closed, head model geo. So now I know that we can. So eyes closed, tight, head model geo. So now I know that we have the correct thing. Yeah, it's all good. It's all, it has worked, guys. Hooray! When we get a small achievement, we commemorate. So yes, you gotta keep the small victories like this because they're very small and they're, you gotta get anything you can. Okay, because at the end of the stream, I have to be bragging about any achievement, and even if it's just renaming the. All right, so I believe we're kind of on the way here. Like it should be add model geo. Yeah, we should actually, maybe we have what we need. Let's see. So first thing, we should have the new advanced shape targets here into our rig builder. Look at that. And now I first of all I want to rebuild this. No, I need to save the geo. Oh my god, almost lost a shitload of work here. Oh, sorry about the language. Okay, so I'm just going to facial rig builder dev template geo. Right, I should be versioning this thing up. I'm just like going all nuts on this, but this is the model geo. I'm gonna save it again. And I'm also gonna save a version of the scene. Right, so it's all saved. You should be able to rebuild this. Why did it crash? Why? Have I done here? If I get it. All right, guys. So, see, wow, how? Okay, so I'm getting an error here, which I don't know why. Why is it happening? Let's see if both of these objects are being imported here. Yeah, I think I know what I did. I think I saved both the what? Okay, so this one is correct, no problem. Model Geo is correct. I might have selected the. Let's try again. I have my friend Zwan here sending me a message. Oh, I know what's the drill. I know what it is. It's because of the blend shape node here. Okay, here we go again. Okay, so now it works perfectly. Great. Okay, so another step. The model geo is here. Perfect. Our target geos are here as well. Seems to be all good. Let's try to blend shape these things and see what happens. Now's the time for the truth. So if it works, we should have all of the blend shapes, all of the targets being added into our model geo here. So all of these geometries here should get their respective shapes on the target. So 100% is going to crash. Let's just see what's going to happen. Boom, right away. Invalid flag, all descendants. How do you write descendants for Christ's sakes? Oh my god. So Maya, Python, list relatives, all descendants. Yeah, this is the problem with having poor written English. Right, that should be, oh, almost forgot the name of the blend shape here. It's gonna add the name of the thing here. Format, and then that's going to be had element geo, and the had element geo. I'm going to just replace the geo with nothing. Underscore geo for nothing. This is going to be the name of our blend shape. It's going to be the name of the target plus blend shape node. Okay. So let's just hope now. Crash again. Bam. What's the deal? No object matches name E. What? What is E? Print. Go again. It's not printing anything. What's going on here? Yeah, it's printing E. So that's the problem. Why is it printing E though? That's the last thing that should be happening here. Enumerate. Okay. Well, okay. Print shapes group list. Where's this E coming from? I don't. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna print everything here. Shape. So let me just see if I'm like maybe I'm missing something. I'm sure, 100% sure that I'm making a mistake somewhere. List relatives, blend shape group geo. Okay, I can see how. Okay, I think it's just listing like the shapes, and I don't need the shapes. I just need the. So the list relatives. Can I? It's full path type. I think I can just do type transform, right? So all descendants, and then I can do type and transform. I think it's like this. So then we go and try again. Okay, still having the same issue, but this time at least neutral eyeballs lens left. This is not what I'm looking for. It's not all descendants, and that's one of the reasons why it's not working. It's children or child. It's children. That's why I'm missing. Okay, so now it's crashing again. Okay, so we get the group. The group is correct, but still, it's just getting this E. I don't get what's this E about. Okay, so it's printing this. This is correct. Shaped group is correct. Shape and shape. Let me see. I think I'm making the same mistake over. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The shapes group is just yeah, I get it. This is my mistake. So of course it's my mistake. Who else would it be, right? But true, say man, say it. Yeah, of course. Please ask it. Hutchard is asking if he can ask a question. Oh, the wage question. That's a hard one, my friend. I can only say depends on what area you're trying to work on. Modelers and modelers are different wage than riggers, a different wage. Texture artists are different wage. It depends on the like which studio you're like if you're working for a movie studio, or if you're working for an animation studio, like if there's studios like Icon, like Atomic Cartoons, like Bardell, that are sort of they're great studios. I've worked on Bardell. I love one of the places that I love the most working, but the salary range is completely different, right? So my best suggestion is I would suggest you to first know what you want to look after. Like if you want to know, the more specific, the better. For example, if you're searching for wages of 3D artists, for example, as the question you made, you're not going to find anything. But you can search on Google, for example, uh, texture artist. Texture artist salary Vancouver, or you can do rigger salary Vancouver, or you can do uh, 3D modeler 3D modeling salaries Vancouver, or what else? Lighting artist, visual effects compositor. There's many different areas. Okay, see what I mean? And then it's going to give you a real average of so like what's an entrance, what is the highest earning salaries, because I usually not everybody's communicating. Yeah, Glassdoor is very good to see salaries. Juan is saying, my friend Juan here is participating as well. And yeah, I agree. Glassdoor is pretty good, and it's a more accurate answer than I can possibly give you, because I only know what I what I'm doing. So it's hard to say what is an average. And yeah, but let's say you can get started around, maybe you can get started like with a very minimum salary, like a very low salary would be, I don't know, $38,000 a year. But you can get started if you have a good portfolio. You can get started more than that, 45,000, 50,000, maybe 60,000. You can. This is like a salary that you get. But yeah, if you want to talk about like entrance level salaries, 45, 50, 55, 60. Depends on where you're gonna work, and what is the role that you're going to do. You can buy a lot of tacos with that, says Juan. You can buy a lot of tacos with that, but not too many Vancouver tacos, that I can tell you. Unfortunately, where you make the money it's the same. You're buying with the same money. So right now, so Huchu is saying right now I'm working remotely in a small startup Miami company. That the thing is that it's good salary for someone who lives in Brazil, but I think it is way too low in USA. Yeah, I think that's the whole reason why they're doing it, right? They're like, even in Vancouver. Hold on a second. Let's stop for a bit here. So yeah, let me see if I can get my brains working again. So that's pretty much half the minimum. Man, I don't want to put anyone under fire here, because if I don't know if anybody in any studio will ever listen to this. But uh, I would assume that studios do this kind of, you know, the whole thing about the visual effects industry, and any industry really, is to make money, right? So what they're gonna do, even here in Vancouver, one of the reasons why the United States is sending jobs to Vancouver is because of the tax breaks, the tax cuts that they're getting here, so they can get cheaper labor, right? So that's the here in Montreal and other places. And I imagine if it is easy to hire from Brazil, my job might be on the line. So, but yeah, because like here the labor is going to be more expensive. And yeah, we just got uh we just got a spam here on Twitch. So Twitch apparently has some pretty sophisticated bots for spamming around, and I don't even have that many followers. All right, so Yeah, I hope that's good information. This is the kind of information that people are curious about. Maybe it's interesting to talk on the streams and get these questions because one day I want to do like a video about it. But as I said, it's pretty straightforward in terms of finding the averages. You know, let me get back here. Sorry, man. All right, so yeah, let me know if you have more questions. I'll try to answer. All right. Okay, so now we should be getting what we're looking for here. And that was a silly mistake. Again, but at least we're getting here. Neutral eyeball lens left. But what's with the E, dude? Where's this E coming from? Oh my god, same mistake here. So Hutchard is saying that helps a lot. Thank you for participating, man. And hopefully this is some sort. Yeah, I know this is not like when I was starting. I remember trying to find this information, this type of information as well, and it was very hard. I would have to talk to some of the people that I knew, but it's not usually easy to get this information from them. And yeah, you guys mind if I get a glass of water? Let me leave you with my friend here, Bob. Let me just refill my bottle here. I'm gonna turn off my camera because I'm gonna get up and I don't want you guys to see my hair, my bumps. Right back, magic, bam, water. Yeah, just a little water. Because man, it's hot here in Vancouver. You won't believe it. Just like heat. I don't know how it's called. Like a heat wave. And man, it's I don't know. It's like 28 degrees right now. There was a day that was 35 degrees. Man, it's nuts. It feels like Brazil again. And I know Brazil right now is like 5 degrees, which is even more nuts. All right, exactly. Freaking global warming. Right, so add model group. Listen, this thing here is terrible. I mean, it's not. It's not very well structured, but also it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be using this all the time. I just want to fix a problem there. For the functions that will be build functions, I'm going to take super good care of the way that we are going to write them. Maybe I'll even come in and correct this in the future, but or like after I'm done with this, I'll probably just come and correct this. But this is a bit confusing right now, and that's terrible. I'm traumatized, man. I'm working with this like on a code that I had a few issues with poorly written code recently, and that kind of traumatized me for good. All right, so let's see if it's not going to crash again. Okay, so but at least at least it's returning us this thing here. More than one object matches name neutral had model geo. Which where is this? Where's the second one though? It's not true. There's only one. It's just not true. Okay, so it's complaining that there's more than one object matches name neutral had model geo, but there's no other. There's no other. So let's run the build again. So Swan here, my friend, is making a T-shirt for a friend for one of our mentors that the guy really deserves it, and he's asking me some information here. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so we have it rebuild. We shouldn't have two geometries of the same name. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not true. It's just not true. More than one object matches name. Neutral had model geo. It doesn't make any sense to me. Neutral group, neutral had model geo. Right, guys. So now it's the that moment where we have to fix a silly mistake that doesn't make sense. Here you can see that we have had model geo, but not neutral had model geo as it is complaining here. But is it creating the blend shape? No, no. Even if it was, what's the deal here? Oh, I know what it means. I think I'm trying to name the blend shape node as a name that already exists, and that makes sense. No, it doesn't. Line 261. Let's print the group. Too many blank lines. Let's rewind this. Let's print the head element geo and the shape. Almost there, boys. Let me know if you have any other questions here. Sorry. So Hutcher is saying, where can I find your Twitch channel? Let me get it for you, man. There's one person there. A solo. Here you go, Richard. Right, still fixing the problem, unfortunately, guys. All right, it's working correctly. Blend shape node, then it's like head element replace. What's the deal here? It's complaining about this. Just complaining that this op. So now we have 4 people on Twitch. What's going on? People from YouTube migrated. Yeah, it's funny how it's true, right? The resolution in Twitch is just like so much better. It's very like I can see it. I'm watching it now here, and it's crystal clear. You know. Get back to the code. Let me try this manually. There, I'm gonna have to do this, man. Jesus. There. I'm just gonna replicate the names of the variables. So the shape is this guy here. which, as a matter of fact, it's still complaining, but that's not really the true. Let me see if the problem then is that these two meshes, they're actually equal. I think this is the issue here. What's the issue here? Maybe the only thing there could be is like the naming of the. I think I'm being silly here. Let's see. So, neutral head model geo. Instead of trying to, let's open the node editor. Okay, so the shape here. Oh, but that's bad, man. And also silly. Okay, here we go again. You know what happened? Fuck, man. I have I've listed all of the children, including the shapes, and I renamed it. So basically, then it's like extremely low volume on Twitch, or is it like my impression? Hello? Cannot really listen there. That's fine. Okay, so now we know what the problem is. I just need to fix it. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm concerned about the volume. Like if it's possible to listen, because I'm not like listening to my voice inside of the. Okay, so for item and again, I'm gonna go with the CMDS thing and just gonna get the list of items, and then I'm gonna get like children equals to CMDS dot list relatives. And then it's going to be item, and then it's going to be children. Equals true. And what I want to fix, it's the type shape. So first of all, let's print this. Yeah, but now there's a gigantic problem. Because it's always going to be clashing. So now I'm thinking here, maybe this is a place where the PyMail is going to be able to help us because PyMail is going to get the actual node instead of just be dealing with naming. So it's going to be like uh, PyMail, Maya PyMail list relatives. Let me see how it works. Do you iterate then? PyMail. Yeah, so what's going to happen then? Let's see if my theory is correct. No, man, but you're gonna see how long it takes to import the PyML module. Awesome, thank you, Richard. Okay, so the PyML module has been loaded. So now instead of using this, I'm going to use pm.listRelatives. And then what should happen is we should have a bunch of objects. Then I don't know if it's rename. Let's see. PyML node get name. So I'm not really used to PyML. So PyML rename. EM sphere, namespace, 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 namespace. I want to rename. I think it's pretty straightforward. Let's see. What I want to know is like once we get the node, how can how can we print the name? PyML. Okay, let's see. Let's test here. So instead of item here, just quickly let's go with like neutral. Nothing. Neutral group. Neutral group. That's correct. Children type shape. children to type shape. This PM. Why is it not listing anything? Even for CMVS, there would be something here, I guess. It's pretty senseless. Okay, guys. So this is yeah. As I said, this is a process of I'm fighting with some simple things sometimes, some more complex ones other times. Some things should just work, but it's just like when you're dealing with massive amounts of geometry like this. And for example, now that the problem that we're working on is like we can see here, if I open the node editor, what I have here is that the node or any of the nodes that I have here, you always have the transform node and the shape node, right? And the problem then is that the shape node is named exactly the same as the transform node because of some mistake that I did on the way. And I need to fix this, but it's giving me headaches. But we're gonna make it. Just check exactly what is it that it wants to listen here. Let me see if this is going to list. Yeah, okay, so I got the shapes, and some of them have shape on it. Some of them has the shape. And it's just on the main geo, which is even more silly. So that's good. Okay, so one last problem here. Let me see what happens then if we do the PyML thing. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. Like it is a empty mesh object. Which is good, but now I need to know how to compare. Hey Juan, man, you are a warrior. You are still here. It's if you ever want to stop by again, man, you don't need to stay too long. You can just pop by, say hi, and be on your way. And hopefully, as the project evolves, we're gonna have more action going on here instead of fighting with some silly, simple things here. But thanks for stopping by, man. I highly appreciate your company, and we'll talk soon. What's sure to say by hand Juan or he it's Juan. I'm calling you Juan, man. Sorry, it's just a flicker of my mind. It's Juan, I believe. I'm gonna call you and ask how to pronounce it properly. Have a good one, man. Okay, so the PyML then, how can I rename? So PyML empty mesh get name. How to get the name of this thing? It might be that it's just going to be. Adam Falk is saying that I can get the full path. Yeah, but then I'm gonna have. But yeah, it's a good way. The only thing is I'm gonna have to perform other actions to separate the names and to rename it, or and also the fact that like they're technically on the same path, right? The full path. What's going to be the by hand? So with the PyMail, maybe I can bypass this. I can just like talk directly to the node, and it's going to be renamed. The only thing is I don't know how to compare names in PyMail. But let's try the simple way. Maybe it's going to be that simple. So let me try once. Otherwise, we're going to go with. I'm going to try Adam Fox way. So it's going to be item here, and then we're going to go with for item. So first of all, I have to do like for child and children. And thanks for the tip, Adam. I appreciate it, man. You may have saved my life. Let's try this. Otherwise, I'm gonna go your way. If then shape and child, shape not and child. Then we're gonna do the operation of the PyMail rename. Child child plus shape. Yeah, let's see. Might I hope it's that easy. If it's that easy, great. Oh, it's complaining, but did it work? Yeah, it did. Nice, we got it. So you see, so if someone ever look, if someone ever asks you why should you use PyMail, you can say this that PyMail is talking directly to the node, and it's you don't like you're not going to be fighting with like just naming like Maya's not going to be complaining that there's the same name. It knows that it's talking directly to the node, so there's that. Now, a deeper explanation would be interesting, but I'm going to be bringing this explanation another time because right now, all I know is that I need to finish this. So it should be then now that we have the yeah. Huchu is saying that lesson learned indeed, Huchu. All right, so I'm going to be exporting this again with the new naming. And also I am going to see the model geo as well if the same problem is not happening here. This one is so simple that I wouldn't need to Yeah, it actually has two geo shapes, which is fine as long as they're different naming. It's all good. So just reload this rig builder just in case, and I'll rebuild the scene. All good. Seems. Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? New. Yeah, it seems to be all good. And then that should mean in turn that we are now able to run our add blend shape. Invalid flag waits. It's probably just like a naming problem. So let's go here into the blend shapes. It's not weights, it's weight. And it is not added. In this case, it's query. All right, so let's see if that works. And but what? Oh look, I had the wrong thing here. Blend shape. All right, let's try again. Shall we? Oh, hooray! But I can see that I don't know if it was all of the shapes here. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't work. It was duplicating the nodes. Oh, but it did add most of the shapes, which is great. So we can actually watch it. Man, this is awesome. We can actually watch all the shapes here that have been added. It's like the name of the targets are awful. Okay, so we can't. Like, I don't know why there's. Oh, it's just. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, but okay. Yeah, so the shapes are correct here. Look at that. Nice. I don't want to see this highlight there, like the selection highlight. So there's a comment here, a new comment from a new person. And then beyond is like what's like what is the eight for? What is like beyond maniac? All right. So hi, I've seen bits of your stream, but my rigging knowledge is too low to follow. Do you know any resources to get to your level, like going from basic landscape rigs to get into coding? Okay, so all right. The what I would say is if you wanna, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to do rigging, modeling, the path that I can, maybe I can say the path that I followed. It's like I started with modeling, and then I was modeling a lot. I always like to draw, so you know face rigging is very related with like the modeling side. And then in coding, I already have some experience with like JavaScript, and so ideally, if you want to get into Python, there's a guy. I'm gonna send the link. Search for his Patreon. It's great. So it's Chris Zubrig. Please check out if the spelling is correct. Chris Zubrig. I always tell his name because he has a Patreon that you pay like $20 a month, and there's extensive resources about Python, and it's very like from the very basics of Python in Maya, not general Python. Or I mean, it is general Python, but it is applied in Maya, so it's very good for if you. It's very hard to learn Python if you're applying it to whatever. So he explains all the basics of Python and with things related to Maya. So right away you can right out of the gate you can get some experience inside of Maya. Then regarding the blend shape rig, you have Pluralsight, which is I don't know if it's even open anymore, but Pluralsight had some great tutorials. You have Gnome Workshop has some great tutorials. The internet in general has some great. You gotta search for it, man. Rigging, it has like this kind of hard to begin thing, but yeah, you're gonna have to go one step after the other. Start with the very basics, get some very basic rigging tutorials. The face rigging is something that you, yeah, Adam Falk, Chris Zubrig with double G. Yeah, I got it wrong with the name, but this guy's great. And yeah, for rigging in general, just begin with the most basic tutorials you can find, and keep growing on it. Try some rigging some characters, or even if you want to start right away, like get some of this auto rigger such as advanced skeleton, or maybe watch like if you first test some rigs, understand how they're moving, then you're gonna start to at least understand placement of the joints, and that might be a good beginning. I'll think of a better answer for this problem for the next time, because I really wasn't thinking about this, but yeah, from the very basics. The blend shape rig is also like what you're asking regarding the blend shape rig is important to know that if you like to model, it's a good place to start. Just like modeling a face is already a good start. You know, if you start to learn how the face works, how like the bones of the face, and that's something that also takes some time to get. So yeah, I hope that's a good enough answer. I'll think of a better answer for you. Hutchwood is saying like if rigging is something that I love doing, or I, I'll be 100% transparent regarding that. So Hutchwood is asking if I was pushed into it or if I loved it. Man, when I got here in Vancouver, I went to Vancouver Film School, and I just wanted like, because facial sculpting seemed to me at the time that it was too specific, and I would have to focus on modeling. Like if I wanted to be just a facial modeler, which was kind of my intention when I got to Vancouver. It would be a hard road to get for as a first opportunity. Turns out it's not that hard. Like if you want to be a blunt shape artist, there's a lot of opportunity. But then I saw the facial rigging thing. Like I started to see some work from the snappers, and at the times the guy were the guys that were doing like the best facial rigs, and that to me sounded like something that was like, because I had some experience with coding before, and it seemed to me that was something that I could grasp. And problem solving for me is I feel very good about it. Like I rather do something that I can be solving problems on a daily basis. Modeling is great, and it's a different kind of problem solving. It's like attention to detail and making it look good, which I love. It's something that I like a lot too. But this thing of problem solving for me, or like the thing with creating a script that will then that you will then be able to replicate things, create a great amount of things, like, because it's just like the blend sheet rigs that I did on the school. And let me get back to the thing here and keep talking and working, right? So when you do one blend shape rig, you have one blend shape rig. But if you have like an auto rigger or a rig builder, something like that, which is what we're working here towards, you're then going to be able to have a production tool which you can produce many like you can have more than one, like you can have multiple rigs coming out of this. So this is something from appealing for me. I've always dealt a lot with like business, and I had business before, so this is something that is like resonates. I don't know if this is a word, but it speaks to me. But I do love it. Right now, I'm the hardest thing that I find right now for me is to actually maybe focus a little bit more on modeling, because it might be necessary for facial rigging. And I don't know if I want to, like, I'd really like to be able to create a fully um, scriptable face, but so far what I see is that it is not the case. Like plane shapes are very, very connected to the facial rigging. So yeah, I hope that that answers. Yeah, because you can see like this kind of thing. This is what I like about rigging. Like you manually, we would never be able to do this, or we would spend like ages to have all of this, like to edit the names of all the shapes, to uh, connect the blend shapes here. So look at the amount of blend shapes that have been brought, and it took some time to get the coding right, and it's like it depends. I'm a little bit tired right now. Maybe I would have been able to solve this problem even faster, but what you can see is like if I was flowing and I had no problems, it would be very fast, and we would be able to add all of this information here. And it's not even the greatest amount of information possible, but just something that I find very appealing in coding. Nowadays I don't know if you can get around coding. It's like something that would be equivalent of, when I was younger, like, I don't know, 16, 12 years old, even as a like a child, really. English was the thing that everybody was saying, man, you need to learn English. You need to, in Brazil, of course. but people would say you need to learn English, like, and then people would be like, some people would be like, what am I going to use it for? I don't know if it's extremely necessary. Even I studying, I was like, I don't know, why would I need the English? And it turns out that you have access to the entire like information, or the history of the world in information through English. And Python, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I believe that people are kind of saying, man, you need to learn Python. Even if you're going to be a modeler nowadays, man, you need to learn Python. People are maybe not paying attention. Maybe people are saying, but why am I going to use it? Well, it's just like the comparing to the English. Like, you speak English to speak to other people, right? To talk to not only American people, but I am a Brazilian person speaking English with multiple nationalities here just on this chat. And the Python would be talking to the machines, right? It's the language of machines. So right now we are we're talking a little bit with the machines, but maybe in the future we're going to be talking a lot with the machines. And the like, it's just an advantage that you always have on your side. I Nobody asked this question. I'm just talking here. I'm just ranting about this. So I hope this is somewhat useful. Yeah, so I can see that the blend shape was created two times. I don't know why is that the case. I think it's that is the check that I'm making here. Like, if index equals 0. So it's duplicating the blend shape node, and I don't know why. So it's so put through the saying that I'm actually talking to the machine. Well, I mean, it's just a metaphor, right? Like, but it is nonetheless talking to the machine. But it's you all I think that the way we communicate with the machine is going to be evolving as well. We have even machine learning to create actual code, but it's just the language of automation. It's very important. It's a thing that if you know, it opens so many doors that you cannot close. You cannot not consider it. Because well, the whole production of the visual effects industry is dependent on specialized people. Like, you cannot really do anything without a great modeler, without a great texture artist, without everyone has to be great. uh, when you talk of when you're speaking of like the pipeline and rigging, the it's creating the tools that are, of course, the engineers, that if you talk on a higher level, like who created Maya, who created all the tools that we're using, like all of this would, it's making all of the other processes viable. If you have like Maya, the better the tool, like ZBrush, the better like Substance, Mari, the better other tools get, the better the art that the artist is going to be able to produce. So the level of the artist also grow with that. But like, the technology must move forward, and just like creating a facial rig builder. Say for example, I'm successful in creating this rig builder, and then I put it on the internet. All of a sudden, many other people are able to do similar things, or at least automate great part of the project or the process. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm just talking about something that I do, so of course I'm going to be interested on that. So I'm pretty sure other people would have a different opinion. All right, so let's focus here for a minute. So the problem that I'm trying to figure out now is we're it's working. We're able to import all the yeah, exactly. So Hochul is making some very interesting comments and questions here. I appreciate. And every time I put the camera on my face, I see, man, how my eyes are full of bags right now. I think it's time for me to. Okay, I'm sorry. God damn it! Right, why are you doing this to me? Why do we have two here? Okay, so what I want to know as well is like, yeah, so the lashes are not getting any blend shape. So this is an issue. This is the whole purpose why we were writing this script. So Hutrud is saying that I'm focused, and then I get distracted by the chat. No, it's all good, man. I appreciate the company. I work a little bit. I talk a little bit. It's all good. As I said, better doing this than not doing this. So okay, so we're closer. It's working. It's what we needed. Now, why is it not doing the same thing for the other meshes on the pack? That's my question. So when it added, well, let's make a test though. That's what I wanted, anyways, was to make the tests. So it is working. So now one of the things that I want to try to do is, I don't think this mesh is symmetrical. As a matter of fact, I know that this mesh is not symmetrical. I don't remember if Maya blend shape change topology. Yeah, I know I've seen a tutorial about this. I'm gonna go for it. You see, someone asked how do you learn? That's how I learn. You go on the internet and you search for tutorials. So this guy has this shape. Oh, look, his going through the shapes just like we just did, and now he wants to change the, so he didn't actually change anything, but they did add like a tweak node there. So then what? Bake topology to targets, okay. But the tweak node is still there, right? Yeah, but the poly tweak is gone. Yep, sounds good to me. Yes, so at this point, I could actually just get rid of the blend shapes. Okay, so now I'm just trying to add one single loop here. So that I can test. Yeah, so this is not gonna be beautiful. It's fine. Because we're just testing here. What I want to know is after I added this loop, then if the change is gonna go like it's gonna be passed through. Because now, yeah, look at the amount of splits and poly. So or delete component polystrip, blah, 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 blah. What I need then is like to do that. Rigging the form, edit blend shape, bake topology into targets. Yeah, and the tweak nodes are gone. That's awesome. It's really great. Hmm. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, so we can kind of work on this thing now. That's it seems to me like it's possible. So thank you, Hutrude. Thanks for stopping by, man. Again, it's not necessary to stick around that long, but thanks for staying. Appreciate the talk. E falou, um abraço. E se der para mandar calor pro Brasil, tá sendo mandado, ó. Just a little Portuguese here to connect with my Brazilian friend. Yeah, have a good night, man, or a good day. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So I can see then that we can then transfer, because one thing that would be uh, like horrifying is if I would need to change the topology in each one of the shapes. That would be just like out of this planet. It's just impossible. So by having a way to, I'll modify the topology here and transfer it all to all of the shapes without damaging anything, it's great, because then after that I can modify the shapes if necessary, and re-add them. And like I don't know to what extent these blend shapes have been truly scanned from the actor. They do seem like they have been scanned. Yeah, it seems like it's been scanned, because I've seen, like, it's possible to sculpt something like this. I'm 100% sure, but it seems convincing to me that this is like all the shapes, they have been scanned from the actor. So guys, I don't know, I think it's time for me. It's almost 2 hours already. What, it's 3 hours already? No way, man. What? I didn't even see this time passing. What the? Yeah, it's enough. We made some progress. So just recapping here, after 3 hours of work, what we were able to do then is to rename the shapes and make them be connected back into the output mesh that we have. So this is a we wrote a utility function to do that. We uh, then well, we're just creating small utilities to make this things viable, because we have like 30 shapes and we need to make operations for every one of those 30 shapes. Now I deleted it, but like all of the shapes had to be imported, and there's not many ways you can do it except by scripting it. So that's what we did today. It's starting to work. We're starting to now get let's have the mesh. Now let's make a few modifications to the mesh. Let's get the a few more edge loops on the forehead, and start to evaluate what we need to change. Even if I'll even try to subdivide this, see if it's viable to subdivide it. And yeah, let's just start to make this modification so that we can then start to ideally moving on then into rigging the neck, having a solid ground, like a world control, and then ideally we would be building all of this structure, and before we even get to the blend shapes, which is the meats and potatoes of this whole process. Or I mean, it's a big part of the process, but if we take the neck out of the way, then we're just left with like getting this. And also we're gonna have to be relying on the system more and more. So yeah, that's the future. This is what we're gonna be doing. Thanks for stopping by and being a part of this small madness here. It's a process that's going to take a long time, as you can see, but that's just how it is. It's just like time consuming. We got to be putting the time in, and eventually we're going to get something, even if it's knowledge out of it. Well, yeah, thanks for the questions. Thanks for stopping by, and have a good weekend, guys. Have a good weekend. It's going to be a good free time now. All right. Bye bye. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Ah, no.